Guten greetings, all you lovely people and other people who aren't actually people, but robots in disguise. I'm talking to you, Starscream. This is Hack the Dino, gaming cast, where we talk about the past, present, and future of video games, giving you news, previews, and in-depth discussions. I don't know about in-depth, but shallow depth?
Shallow.
What, 3 feet?
Yeah. Crass, shallow.
I am way too caffeinated Ben Rosenthal, and I am joined here this evening by my co-host, sitting to my right and weighing in at 210 pounds and standing at 6'8", is none other than the enabler, Floppy Sarek.
Hello. It's lovely to see you all. Yes.
Really?
I can see you. You know, we got new technology now. We can see into your houses.
That's right. Put your pants off. And also with his pants off is the man behind the computer screen, Anto.
What the fuck? Why am I red again?
I think we know why, Anto. I think we know
not because I have
why.
my pants off.
Anto will be now going by his name Elephant for your own reasons.
Because he looks like an elephant shaking his... No.
Nelly the elephant trumps a trump. I don't know the rest of that. Anyway, we've got a show for you tonight that doesn't involve child nursery rhymes, maybe, if you're lucky. We're going to be talking about some of the best cheats from retro games vintage, as well as some other things that I have on the run sheet that I haven't read yet. Isn't that interesting, Floppy?
That is interesting.
you
We probably
haven't read the
should
run
read
sheet?
these things that you write.
We should, but that spoils the surprise. But before we talk about other surprises, Floppy,
Yes, mate.
what have you been playing lately?
So I have not been playing heaps lately, actually. I'm still kicking along on Horizon. I'm 90 plus hours in now, and I reckon, I'm pretty sure I'm about 4, 5 maybe hours away from finishing. Not platinuming. I don't platinum the big ones.
I don't platinum anything.
You don't play anything.
I don't finish anything.
I've also been playing a bit of Kirby, which is super fun and just super chilled. I play that at work at lunch. That's my lunchtime game.
Sweet.
But the most exciting thing I did this week was, now for quite some time I've talked about wanting to own a limited run game.
Yep.
I love the quality of work that they put out. I love the
I
collector's
really
editions.
love my Scott Pilgrim run that
Yeah.
doesn't get unwrapped.
So I missed that one. And I've had a little bit of money put aside, waiting for the right one because they are quite pricey. And I jumped on the website this week and saw something.
What did you see?
I saw the limited run Star Wars Force Unleashed. I think it was called the Master Edition.
Anto, it's a video source in that video file. Sorry to the podcast listeners. I'm just directing traffic from my
I'm
cozy
very
seat
confused,
because we've got some Inception happening.
Yeah, I've got... For some reason, the monitors aren't set up correctly, so nothing's coming through where it should.
Continue.
So I'm getting this humongous Star Wars Force Unleashed box set, which I'm super psyched for because it's one of my favourite games of all time. I love it. I think it's one of my favourite Star Wars games, if not the favourite Star Wars
What's
game.
better, the first or the second one?
I like the first one.
Yeah.
I think there's about 50-50 of people which one they like.
Right.
I like the first one the best. I like the story. The story carries on from the second one as well. And
I
did you have an
personally think
opinion?
the first one's better.
Yeah.
I think so.
I've not played the second one, and the first one I've played on the Wii.
I feel
and
like-
the Wii only.
I feel like the second one, the story was made to fit after the first one. The first one was kind of written as a standalone story. And then they went, oh, this did well. We got to find a way to write a second one.
Yep.
But the gameplay was just as cool and everything like that.
To my understanding, I'll just say one word so we don't have spoilers, but clone? Right, okay. Just so I understood. Yeah, that's a silly way to make a sequel.
Yeah. But this collector's edition contains like a hardcover strategy guide. I'm a sucker for strategy guides. I love them. It's got a holocron. It's got a replica.
I love holocrons. He turned into a giant robot man and tried to eat the Transformers verse.
That was Unicron.
Same thing.
I thought they went in soup.
That was Crouton. It's also got a replica
I
lightsaber
love
hilt.
running,
Oh my god!
then riding my bike and then going for a swim.
That's called a marathon.
Decathlon, actually. But, well.
And this collector's edition contains all of those and lithographs and all sorts of stuff. It's awesome.
Wow.
I was so excited. I finally got a limited run thing that means something to me deeply. And I can't wait to see that in probably 2 or 3 years.
I like cursing Optimus Prime.
Do you? Because you're a
That's Megatron.
Decepticon? Oh, okay. How many more have you got? You would stretch on that one.
I was thinking for a while.
Yeah,
Going,
you
what rhymes with Tron?
But that's what I've been up to.
Sometimes I go into a computer. All right, we'll start. Anto.
Hello.
Sorry, Floppy, you done?
Yeah, I'm done, mate.
I made sure of that. Anto, what have you been playing with your little fingers?
Well, they're not exactly little. I feel like I've got pretty chunky fingers, to be honest.
Oh, we know, Elephant Boy. Are you dead yet, Floppy?
I've been playing, of all things, Roblox.
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 Have you really?
I have, because they released a thing called If It's Gonna Work. No,
Nope.
it's still not there.
Just your source. You just need to work out the source file.
You
that's
know
all.
what? Hang on a minute.
You're going to do it live.
I'm gonna do it live.
All right, you do it live. I'll talk about what I've been playing. And
What have you been playing?
I have been playing, obviously, Chrono Cross. That game, I can't get my head around the battle system. I suck at it.
You hadn't played this one before, had
No,
you?
I'd not. No.
Okay. Is it not a similar battle system to, say, Chrono Trigger?
It is, but it's changed because they introduce elements, and it's sort of like a scissor paper rock thing. Where
Okay.
like if you have a white aura, you're weak against black auras, and you have to weaken the other person's aura with a magical attack that's opposite to them, and then that opens them up. It's confusing
no
as
idea
hell.
what you just said.
But I'm still getting through it slowly but surely. And then I'm also obviously grinding through Fortnite.
Well, just going back to it, are you enjoying it though?
Yeah. It feels like Chrono Trigger. And
Is this like the story and the artwork?
I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it? Good.
I fixed it.
I'll talk about Chrono Cross just a little bit more, and then we'll go back to
It's
you.
fine.
Yeah, it's good. I like to start the artwork. I am sufficiently through it enough that the sequel element is coming into it. So, before I was doing rabbit ear quotation marks for sequel. No, it's a flat out sequel.
It is a flat out
I'm up
sequel?
to the stage where it's now like, oh yeah, this is a sequel.
Okay,
There's 100% a sequel. But yeah, very much enjoying it. We'll come back to me in just a second. But Anto! Yeah, talk. It's a podcast, buddy.
I know you tell me this every time. I'm doing it for stupidity effect.
It works.
So yeah, I've been playing. Screw you.
Wow, Floppy's burning you. Take that.
I've been playing Roblox.
So tell me about this, because I get a bit curious about Roblox because I hear about it a lot. I've never actually looked at it. I've had maybe 5 minutes where a friend's daughter showed me a lot of Roblox, but
Yeah, I don't know anything about what Roblox is other than that it's a platform for people to make their own content and video games. And to coincide with the Sonic Movie 2 launch, they did this.
so what is this? Because
This
this
is the
doesn't
Sonic
look anything like
Speed.
Roblox that I've seen.
Yeah, this is the Sonic Speed Simulator.
It's really quick.
Pretty sure, like, it's not been confirmed, but I'm pretty sure this is like a test bed for the new game coming out at the end of the year, Sonic Frontiers.
The devs are just testing it on Roblox.
Yeah, for some reason.
Cheeky buggers.
But yeah, it's really fun. They've nailed the sense of speed and way Sonic controls. It's got gimmicky, Robloxy, predatory monetary transaction stuff in it as well.
Because if there's one thing that Sonic isn't, it's gimmicky.
Or predatory.
Well.
Whoa. So can I ask you a quick question, Anto? As a avid Sonic player and
Yes.
fan, do you prefer the 2D side-to-side Sonic or the 3D Sonic?
See, that depends on the kind of on the title itself. Because if you ask me what I prefer out of, say, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Mega Drive versus Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast,
Can
I
make
would
it
say
an
Sonic
easier
Adventure 2.
question?
Hello.
If
Yes.
there was only allowed to be one form of Sonic, side-scroller or 3D, which one would you prefer?
Side scroller.
Okay, cool.
Side scroller for sure.
So, good? Yay? Having fun?
Liking it?
Oh, as in, am I liking this?
Yeah.
It's good. It's pretty bare bones. It's basically just a playground to test the mechanics. Other
Nice.
than that, yeah, it's just fun. It's got some cool music, plays well.
Sounds like the devs did a good job. And I know all about being devs and doing good jobs because I myself am now a dev because I've been playing Game Dev's Story on the Nintendo Switch. So I was scrolling through the games that were on sale last weekend, just seeing what's on there. And I had basically $10 worth of free currency from stuff that I bought on the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
And this game was like $9. So I thought, oh, well, I'll give that a go. It's a cute little 16-bit sort of isometric game where it's basically a sim, but
Yep.
you're the head of a game development company. And you have to hire devs in order to make a game. And you start off with a little team, and then as you make more money and your game becomes more successful, it gets bigger. You can fire different devs as well and sort of upgrade their skill level. You have budgets, you have game licensing, you have to buy game licenses for the consoles and whatnot. You have a build time, you have to go out and do little sort of grindy jobs like movie effects or sound things. And it's all replicated by little icons that you have to get the characters to accomplish.
Can you pay them correctly and stamp out any form of sexual harassment?
Yes, there's no sexual harassment. I'm happy
Excellent.
to say that.
Excellent.
But you can choose to pay them. You can you can give them raises.
Can you
whenever
actually?
you
I
want.
was joking, but that's awesome.
No, so you can go in and you can level them up whenever you want, but it'll add to your budget at the end of the year that comes out from wages, and it just deducts that automatically. It has a thing where it discontinues underperforming consoles, and some consoles, when they're launched, are failures. So if you're developing a game for it and it folds before you release that game, you've lost all that money.
You right? I haven't looked at Fantasy Critic for a while.
It's just so cool. You get to make up like what type you unlock different genres.
Yep.
So you have to pick 2 genres like action adventure or dungeon mystery or whatever, and the console that you're playing it for. If you know your gaming history, it seems to favor that a bit. So, for example, if you wanted to develop something for the Super Nintendo, as they're calling it.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
He's left one letter off.
It has a bigger market share, and you know it's going to go for a long time. There was also the Game Guy, which is portable. But then something called the Virtual Lad came out, and that didn't succeed very well.
The virtual lad.
As opposed to the virtual
boy. Yeah, it's great. But that folded. Then they had the Play... I can't remember what the PlayStation one was, but it was very, very successful. Anyway, what you need to do is the more money you push into development time, the better graphics you get. And the more graphics you get, the more better reviews you get. So you start off getting sort of 5s and 6s. I got up to the point where... I got addicted to this game. I was sitting down one night.
Sounds like it.
Jazz was in the retro games room watching VHSs.
I saw that on Instagram. That was awesome.
She was watching her old Disney VHSs, so I thought, I'll just grab something and play it and download it. I was playing this for like 4.5 hours. The game loop is just so replayable.
That sounds cool. That seems cool.
It's all about getting enough money to make take your next shot and making a game and hopefully making it better. I ended up getting to... I got the number 1 selling game twice.
Nice.
Where I called it... What did I call it? Oh, God. Something Wizards. And then the sequel, I got an opportunity to make a sequel, so I called it whatever it was, Wizards, the Legend of T-Rock's Returns. So you can name it. So I had instead of getting Metal Gear Solid, I had Wooden Lever Liquid, and that performed very, very well. I had other ones there, I made a romance novel. The visual novels.
Yes.
I called it Love Handle or Love Lump or something like that.
Love lamp.
Oh, I should have. But you also have like an E3 Game Award, an E3 type thing that you can choose to go to, and people come and sort of look at your wares, and if you get enough people, that'll translate into sales of your game.
That's pretty cool.
And then you have an award show, and if you win the top award, you get $1 million. But unlike other game awards,
real money.
If you have the worst game,
yeah,
you have to pay like $500,000. If you make a dud.
That's not how life works.
Anyway, great game. I highly recommend everyone play it because it's a lot of fun. And while you're doing that, you know what else you should do?
What is that?
Head on over to hackthedino.com where you can hear our voices by putting them in your ears with little buds. Get little buds.
My face in there.
Not the green buds, the good buds. Well, I think. Anyway, you put them in your ears and you hear our voices come through by subscribing to Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast from. Or if you want to have a look at Floppy's pretty face and my bald top, and Anto's elephant-sized proportions, head on over to YouTube or twitch.tv.
He means in the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it still doesn't sound very nice.
Yeah, because the podcast listeners can't see that.
Yeah, they've got their imagination. Just imagine an elephant's trunk cracking a peanut and putting it in their mouth, and that's Anto.
Every now and again, I'll just thump the table.
And it trumpets really loud. Anyway, if you like banter like this and euphemisms, head on over to hackthedino.com and look at all our stuff. But you know what it's time for now? News Bites.
News Bites.
The news segment where we give you quick rundowns of the news headings that didn't have enough information for us to make a segment out of, or that I just decided not to hang up our conversation on because we run long a lot of the times. But we're ready for News Bites.
Just like Anto's. Oh, no.
Okay, here we go. Xbox and PlayStation revealed today. Xbox and PlayStation are looking into putting ads in their free-to-play games. Anto, what do you think of this? Why thumbs down?
Thumbs down because it's going to eventually evolve into ads being in paid games like it is with things like NBA and FIFA already. And as soon as that happens, I'm just going to stop buying new video games.
Floppy, what do you think?
It doesn't change my playing of the game. If it's not an ad that interrupts my game, if it's like they've done in everything else where it's just in the background on like a billboard, and instead of a fake ad, it's a real ad, I don't care because I don't look at them.
Exactly. And for me, I mean, they did that back in Turtles in Time. Like, they had
did
a deal with
Burnout.
Pizza Hut. Like, this is the Super Nintendo. Or it may have even been the NES. They had a Pizza Hut billboard in the background because they got paid money for it. And then if you bought the game, on the back, there was a 2-for-1 voucher. For
Pretty
Pizza
sure
Hut.
it was Burnout Paradise had them on all the billboards and stuff. NBA, is it actually interrupting the game? Or is it in where they would have normal advertising in normal games and stuff? Like on the side, like on the boundary and stuff. Boundary?
Yeah, see, I still disagree with it because, like, I'm paying for a video game which is a fantastical experience unless it's a realistic, like, simulation style game. I don't want to see ads for, I don't know, shoes or pizza or whatever it is.
Again, they've not said it's going to be in full price games yet, so I don't think we should get uptight about that. It is for the free to play games.
Yeah, no, like free to play stuff, whatever. It's probably not going to affect me anyway because the only free to play thing I play is Fortnite.
And
But
that in itself
is
is
an
a
ad.
walking advertisement.
Yeah. But as soon as it becomes potentially more of an issue, I'm not in.
Bandai Namco was asked by Nintendo to remaster a 3D action game. Floppy, what do you think it could be?
No idea.
No idea? Anto, any ideas?
What?
They did Star Fox.
A 3D action game from Nintendo.
Yep, or Nintendo property.
Of a
Bandai
Nintendo
Namco.
property. Ooh, that could be anything.
See, I'm thinking new Star Fox.
Star Fox is a good bet.
Because there was always that rumor of not that it's a 3D action game, but Star Fox Racer.
Did Bandai Namco do the Battle Cry?
Don't know.
As in Robotech Battle Cry?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well. I mean, I don't think that'd be it, but if they did, that's what I'd want.
It's not a Nintendo property, so probably
Remaster
not.
a 3D action game. That's thrown
Did,
me. I don't
did
know.
they say it was a Nintendo property, or did Nintendo just ask someone to
They've asked
remaster
them to remaster one of their 3D action properties.
Okay.
Also good news from Nintendo, which is kind of surprising this day and age. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has been moved forward
When does that ever happen?
from September this year to July 29. So not move forward by a week or something. This is months.
Months. When is that? I don't remember that ever happening.
I mean, part of me
I'm
thinks
sure
maybe
it has.
to do with the Zelda delay. Like, they have nothing until September. So they needed to bring something up in order to close out the quarter.
They must be doing it right. Like it must be at a position where they're not crunching. Like surely they wouldn't risk that. And they just had it booked for a specific time limit. And now they're like, well, now we can just move it up.
It makes me think Nintendo are very cautious about when they announce a game, because Nintendo very rarely delays games.
Yeah.
So when it's announced, they usually have a good idea that that's when it will finish, or it's finished in itself. Like there's rumors that Metroid Prime remaster or the Switch version of Metroid Prime Trilogy, they've got it just waiting there. They're just waiting
I
for
wouldn't be
Metroid Prime to
surprised.
be closer.
That's a much better way of doing it. And they don't really, I mean, apart from Breath of the Wild 2, they don't really give you much of a heads up until it's ready to go.
Yep.
Breath of the Wild 2, they just make you wait for 3 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Anto?
A lot of the noise I've been seeing on the internet, general gaming news sites, Kotaku, comicbook.com, etc. A lot of people have been saying this was maybe an emergency, like, oh crap, we need to distract from the whole Nintendo of America being anti-union thing that happened.
We won't get into that.
Maybe it's that.
Well, it might make you angry with that sort of stuff. And what else will make you feel like being one with your anger? Streets of Rage is getting a movie by the John Wick director. That's pretty cool. Floppy?
I've seen the Double Dragon movie.
We've been through this. You also think Mario Brothers is unwatchable.
It is unwatchable.
Yeah, but it's funny.
No. It's too much. It's not funny. It's horrifying. Look, this could go either way. Maybe it's going to be good. I don't know. It'd be
Anto,
cool. I'll
you got a
check it
final
out.
call.
final call on whether Streets of Rage will be good or not.
No, Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, Mario Brothers movie? It's a dumb good time.
Thank you. And lastly...
You mispronounced crap as good, sorry.
Lastly. Remember a while ago there was a Star Wars game that was well into development by Uncharted creator Amy Hennig.
Yes.
And she was unceremoniously removed from that. And all
Hoo-yah.
that
was it Visceral?
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, it got cannibalized and it's part of Eclipse now. Mm-hmm. It was announced during the week that Amy Hennig is back on a Star Wars property. They haven't said what.
Do you think it's going to be the same one?
No,
not the same one. Or is she going to do something completely different?
I think she'll do something slightly different. But the passion, I think, that came out when she was announced that she was taking off and people weren't going to see this Star Wars Uncharted game.
Yeah.
I think they've realised, we messed up.
We missed something there.
Yeah, like Amy's got a good following and we need to give them back that opportunity.
Bounty Hunter 2.
Sorry, what?
Bounty Hunter 2.
Oh, you little troll. For those of you who don't know, there's been a bit of discussion in our Discord, which you can join by going to hackthedino.com.
Discussion or just sledging?
Apparently, a lot of people don't like Bounty Hunter on the GameCube or PlayStation 2 or wherever it appeared.
It's a terrible game.
I've played it. I didn't think it was that bad. Like, you just don't like Jango Fett. You just...
When you say you played it, does that mean you bought it and put it in to see if it worked?
No, I've played it. I've played probably 20 minutes. Hey, counts as playing, all right? Not that bad. Anyway, let us know in the comments section or in the live chat whether Bounty Hunter is a good game or not. And we'll have the final choice
We'll have a poll
next
at the end
time.
of
Yeah, there you go. Let us know on all our social media. Hackthedino.com to find us. Speaking of finding us, you can find us in front of our switches if this rumour comes true. Floppy, what's the rumour?
The rumour is confirming Game Boy games coming to Switch Online.
We have talked about this a couple of times with rumours that Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games were coming to Switch.
Having said that,
Yep.
where was this leaked?
4chan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's not the
Grain of
worst.
salt.
Could have been 8chan.
It'd be much more racist if it was on 8chan.
Yeah.
No, but according to the leak, there was a Game Boy emulator with the code name Hiyoko and a Game Boy Advance emulator going by Sloop. The emulators were
names.
seemingly created by NERD, which stands for Nintendo European Research and Development, a team that has handled other emulators used on the Switch, such as the Nintendo 64 one.
Have you watched Evangelion?
Yes.
I can't wait till someone doctors up pictures of all the Nerve people from Nerve, but with Nerd, and they're all doing Game Boy emulators. It'll happen.
It probably already has.
And
There
they're
has
doing it right now.
also been a supposed games list of what is coming. So I've got them here. Ready?
Yes.
Astro Boy Omega Factor, Car Battler Joe, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Choo Choo Rocket, Drill Dozer, Fire Emblem, The Sacred Story, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, Game & Watch Gallery 4, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, Gunstar Hero, Superheroes, Harvest Moon, Friends of Whatever, Kingdom Hearts, numbers, Kirby and Amazing Mirror something, Koro Puzzle Happy Pain, whatever, Kuru Kuron, Lufia, Mario and Luigi, Mario Golf, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Party Advance, Mario Tennis Power Tour, Mario and Donkey Kong, Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network 2, Metroid Fusion, Mega Man 03, Metroid Zero Mission, Driller 2, Ninja 5-0, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Rescue Team, Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Robot Whatever, Tactics Ogre, Wario Land 4, WarioWare Incorporated, Yoshi's Island, and The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, one of the most expensive games you can hope to find on
I was
the Game
about to
Boy.
ask, well, we've talked about that one before, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And is it expensive because it's really good or really bad?
It's really good.
Okay.
It's one of the really, really good ones.
What are you most excited for on that list?
Honestly, Pokemon Pinball, even though I've already got it. But I'm more excited the fact that they will have free games coming out, and I'm hoping they bring back the store so I can buy like Pokemon again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Anto.
I have a few on my list which will make it a definite upgrade to the expansion pass as soon as it happens, if it happens.
Metroid Zero?
No, because I own those.
Okay.
Minish Cap, because musically, even though the GBA is not a music powerhouse, I love the soundtrack of Minish Cap and it plays well. It looks like Wind Waker. It's just a good time. Golden Sun 1 and 2, if they have a save game transfer between the first and second title. And what was the other one? Nuts.
Metroid Fusion.
Kingdom
no.
Hearts.
Mega Man.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, because that is one of the best RPGs on that system.
I can't wait for Koro Puzzle Happy, but that one.
I can't wait for Where'd You Come From, Where'd You Go, Where'd You Come From,
Cotton
Car
Eye.
Battler Joe.
Car Battler Joe. If I hadn't been for Car Battler Joe.
I don't know what that is. I just had that song stuck in my head. And now you do too. Eat a pickle. Speaking of pickles.
Gross.
Speaking of pickles, we found ourselves in a bit of a pickle over the weekend.
Did we?
But that's okay. We had good news to escape us from said pickle, from devouring us all. Eye roll. Sonic Origins trailer was released. It's a full remaster of many of the games. It's out July 23rd, and I think we should handball it over to Anto. to tell
No
us
one here
about
likes
this.
Sonic. Let's move on.
All right, good idea. No, really, Anto. Tell us about it.
I mean, you can tell from my expression a second ago, like, I'm jazzed this is on its way, finally. I've been following the leaks on the South Korean PSN saying it was happening a few weeks ago quite fervently. You've basically covered what it is. It's a remaster / port of Sonic 1, 2, 3, and CD. It's got remastered and, like, included extra modes like hard mode, anniversary mode, a bunch of new 3D artwork, animated cutscenes. It's going to be a really nice little celebration package of Sonic for the anniversary. Yeah, there's not really much more to say other than it's also the first time I think Sonic 3 has made an appearance on a compilation in something like 15 or so years.
Wow.
Because Michael Jackson actually worked in secret on the Sonic 3 soundtrack for a bit.
I heard that.
And
Did
then
that come
because
up
of
in
a
a...
bunch of legal issues and licensing, they've never been able to port it and re-release it with the original music. So it's going to be really interesting to see if that happens this time around.
That's why they also can't play that episode of The Simpsons that he secretly voiced the character.
Yeah.
How good are rights? How good's money, everyone? How good's corporate overlords and greed?
Wouldn't know.
No, the same. With dirt poor here at Hack
Hopefully
the
I'll be
Dino.
able to tell you one day.
And if you'd like us not to be dirt poor, head on over to hackthedino.com and become a Patreon for as little as a... No, we'll get into that later.
Talking about... Oh, we'll tell you all about that later.
Do you want to also explain this pre-order bonus stuff with the Sonic Origins remastered thing?
Yeah, because it was stupid when it was first announced. Sega have released probably the worst pre-order explanation chart thing ever. And it can be condensed down into 2 columns, which is if you pre-order the base game, you get the base game, and that's it. And if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you get the extra DLC music and all the other bonuses in one thing. So they didn't need to release an image with 5, I think it was 5 columns explaining what you get.
And did you see
Oh,
what...
and they were all ticked?
Yeah,
was just
no. So they released that, and it was really confusing, and people went,
Yeah.
"What the hell?" I've actually got a link in there as well, Anto, if you want to try and find a way to bring it up. Then Trek to Yomi went, "Oh, well, here's our easy one," and that's one where they had 5 copies, and they were just all ticked. It's like you buy the game, you get the game, easy as that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hang on. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. So yeah, weird explanation of how you get things if you pre-order. And it just didn't need to be as complicated. You said
Am
there
I
was
the
a
only
Trick
person
to
that finds
Yomi
that
one
quite
as
easy to
well?
understand?
Am I the only person who doesn't want to show everyone our show run? But you know what I do want to show everyone?
Not the show run.
Not the show run, but part of our show run, because on that show run, I have written 10 of the best retro game cheats that Floppy and I have ever come across. Now, this is not, in order. It's just
No,
10
there's 10
random ones.
the top
see
10.
if you can guess number 1. Very tricky, and
can't remember what
you
it
won't. You won't. I bet you can.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to kick it off with number 10, which is NBA Jam.
Man, I love this game.
On the arcade, the codes are different for consoles. You enter the following codes you enter the code before the tip-off at tonight's matchup screen. Some codes got you big head mode, power-up defense, power-up offense, and power-up interceptions, as well as a secret tank game, which is basically Battlezone, that you could jump to. Midway have a habit of putting their old retro games in
Inside,
like
yeah.
Mortal Kombat 3 as well, where you could play Pong.
That's pretty cool.
You could also unlock various players when putting initials, when putting your initials
I
in.
just saw who they were.
So you could play as Al Gore or Bill Clinton. In Tournament Edition, you could unlock many, many more because it was midway. You got to play as Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, and Kerry Hoskins, who you may know was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 3, and also had a profession outside of that, which people who were young teenagers would have looked up feverishly.
Oh.
Enough said. But she was also in the original NBA Jam. She had a photo. Put that down. She also
Don't look at my search history.
One of the cheerleaders in NBA Jam. When they had come up with the digitized, you might remember it was a screen of two cheerleaders playing it, looking at the camera, all happy that they were playing. And one of them was Kerry Hoskins, who was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 3.
There you go.
Floppy, what's the next cheat?
The next one is... Oh, it's mine. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. This one's a cool one. The Dismemberment Debug Code. So by opening this PC Classics debug menu and using the Help Us Obi-Wan code, which is Help Us Obi, all is one word, and the number 1, classic, Jedi Outcast players could unlock the realistic lightsaber combat option that allowed you to chop off enemies' limbs and heads.
This is what I used to love about these old games. They would put them in there, and they would either be for ease of access for debuggers to like jump to levels or work out what's going on, but eventually people just liked putting hidden codes in there for fun.
This is hilarious.
Like just running through and chopping up, and their heads and arms falling out. There's no blood, but
it is a lightsaber. It should remove flesh.
Yeah, it's a laser sword.
It should also cauterize wounds so that there's no blood, which it makes sense.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unless you look at A New Hope, where they cut off that walrus man's arm.
Yeah, but only in that one scene did it ever make blood.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Jedi Outcast or Jedi Outcast 2?
I did not. I have them both on my Switch, and
Good.
I just haven't played them.
Well, do it.
I will. One
right
day.
after you finish Metroid.
Yep, after I finish Metroid, and before I build you a NES.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm a winner. Just like when I was playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because I knew the code to play as Akuma on the arcade. True story. I actually did. So what you...
Did you do it?
Yeah. So Akuma, for those of you who don't know, in Super Street Fighter 2, I forgot what it is, but you have to go perfect for at least one round for 5 rounds in a row or something like that. And then when you come up against M. Bison, Akuma comes in and beats him up before the match, and you fight Akuma. And that was a hidden character which was never even talked about until it happened one day in the arcade and people freaked out. Because back in the 90s, no, it wasn't even leaked. Like, no one had any idea. Much like when Street Fighter 1 came out, they didn't leak that you could do fireballs or special moves.
How did people just figure it out?
It happened one day, and like word of mouth spread out through schools.
That's kind of cool.
That's what I miss about video games. And
I don't think people have the patience for that now, though.
They should,
I don't.
because it's amazing. Anyway, do you want to know the code for getting Akuma in Super Street Fighter 2
yes,
Turbo?
Please.
So what you have to do on the versus screen, where you select your character, you highlight Ryu for 3 seconds, then go to T-Hawk for 3 seconds, then Guile for 3 seconds, then Cammy for 3 seconds, and then go back to Ryu, wait 3 seconds, hit the start button, all 3 punch buttons at once.
And you have to do that with 8 hands.
And if you can do it correctly, like dead on 3 seconds, and hit everything at the same time, Ryu becomes Akuma.
What does Akuma look like?
You don't know what Akuma looks like.
No, I never played.
There he is on the screen.
Okay.
Black gi.
Oh, okay, I know that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a secret.
Yeah, he was the first big secret man.
I was never a big Street Fighter guy. I played
You should have been. Well, I've got the arcade machine over there. We should crack it open after.
Okay.
Speaking of cracking things open, my head when I have to talk about this next game. Floppy.
Sonic the Hedgehog. So, on the title screen, this is the debug mode again. So, on the title screen, I'm assuming this is the first game, isn't it?
Yes,
Sonic
it is.
the
Hang on.
Hedgehog.
Anto told me before the show that he knows the debug code off by heart. So, Anto.
Without looking at the run sheet.
Without looking at
the run sheet, I'm pretty sure it's up C, down C, left C, right C, start and A at the same time, I think.
I can't... You've got everything there, but it's in the wrong order, and I don't know whether I can correct you or not, because I just copied this off the internet.
So I've got C, 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 up, down, 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 left, right, A plus start, and keep holding A until Sonic appears on the screen. This will enable level selection, invincibility, and even sprite placements, and swap out enemies.
See, the level select code is just up, down, left, right, start and A. So that doesn't sound right. But the debug one, I'm pretty sure there were motion inputs before the letters, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you know what?
So could we.
I'm going to go with Anto because you and I have no idea.
That's no good.
So what was in the debug mode?
Like Floppy explained, you can sort of just replace things in the game itself. You could turn Sonic into just a mess of code and move around the screen and place things like enemies, power-ups, rings, bonus rings to go to a special stage to get the emeralds. You could just, it was a mess.
And it was done for, like, it's called a debug mode, so programmers could get in and just test everything, right?
Yeah, it was just purely a testing thing, but it was left in for some reason, and most people that I know who couldn't finish the game just used debug to turn Sonic into like a ring or something and fly to the end of the screen and just go across the finish line as Sonic at the end instead of having to do anything.
Oh, so like the first Kirby game on the Game Boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I heard about that. Just flew?
Yeah,
across
you just
the
go
top of the screen?
boop, 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 and you just fly across the top of the screen.
Seems
Great.
less fun.
Yeah. You know what was less fun? Because I never played it, because I did finish this one. It was Zelda 2, I didn't. But anyway, Legend of Zelda, the very first one, which you can see in front. I'm going to be talking about this later. The second quest. So just like Super Mario Brothers, once finishing the game, you are presented with a remix of the game with dungeons being in different places and more difficult enemies.
So it's New Game Plus.
Basically, you can unlock traditionally Zelda's second quest by beating the game. But if you put your name in as Zelda, as the character, it automatically starts up as the second quest.
Is that what started everyone thinking that Zelda is Link?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? You play as Zelda. That's why you put that name
Yeah, the green guy is Zelda, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
So many people just got triggered.
Good.
Give in to your anger. It grows inside me.
Did you say hunger or anger?
I don't, whatever. I'll take them both.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
You ever
but
seen
give it
Robot
to me.
Chicken do Star Wars with the Emperor?
Yeah, he's great.
Bloody great.
Yep. I think that's the impersonation I was doing,
It's
as opposed to the
something
actual
like
Emperor.
that, yes.
No, I'll have a chicken baguette there.
Anyway, what's the next baguette you'll be talking about?
Next baguette I'm talking about is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. How cool is this game? This game is so cool that it doesn't actually need cheats, but the cheats that you get
Make it fun.
make it even more cooler.
Yep.
So this one had so many cheats. Like, I could not tell you how many there are.
And for those of you watching the video, yes, that is someone just taping their CRT as they play it, because that's all the footage I could find.
So you get classics such as Big Head Mode, which I never actually liked. But now that I think about it, they like preempted the pop vinyl with it.
It's true.
You had hidden levels. I think there was a UFO one, wasn't there?
Yep.
You can unlock levels straight away and unlock different characters as well. It also had moon physics and double moon physics, so that your jumps, you just went stupid amounts of high. So you could do just insane, crazy combos and get your points up heaps higher. It also had jetpack mode and a disco mode. I don't remember seeing the disco mode.
I couldn't find any footage of disco mode, but it had, as we can see on the screen now, just the lines, all the graphics
just
removed.
like wire graphics.
It's great. Oh, man. Remember? Oh, far out. I miss these old codes. Like, I think from memory, GTA 5 is one of the only games where you can sit there and input codes now. Am I wrong in that? Has there been any games recently where you can put in game codes just to make it more stupid fun?
I'm pretty sure you can do that with Skyrim on the PC. I might be wrong. Someone
I'm
in the
pretty
chat,
sure
correct me if I'm wrong.
you're on the right track. Like most PC stuff, like Fallout, Skyrim, that kind of stuff, Bethesda games generally,
Have mods.
you've got like a console command that you can enter and duplicate things and make things appear in game. It's not quite cheating. It's like pulling stuff from the game's code already.
Yeah. But I think that's what it's evolved into.
Yeah, like I think GTA 5 is probably the last one that had them built in, so you could just put a combination in on the controller.
So what's the cheat for Tony Hawk 2 that we can see on the screen now that has the guy's window on the screen because he hasn't blacked out the daylight enough?
That's just his lounge room window behind it. I saw a GTA mod where someone's gun just shot cats. Not at cats. Cats came out of the gun.
It just made the console pick up a Glock.
Well, I guess there'd be a lot of blood with that. And blood is what you may have wanted when picking up Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, or Master System as we knew it over here. However, due to parents being parents back then, this classic, Mortal Kombat, on the Super Nintendo, the blood was replaced with sweat. And on the Genesis, it just didn't appear at all. Or did it? Everyone, during the first great console war, way back when I fought in the first great console war, I lost an arm.
My granddaddy did.
Nintendo and Sega were neck and neck with the release of Mortal Kombat on their respective 16-bit consoles. At the time, the Senate inquiry into violence into video games was underway, with Mortal Kombat one of the main culprits being looked into alongside Night Trap.
Different reason.
Different reason. While the Super Nintendo version removed the blood in the gory game and replaced it with sweat, as I mentioned before,
Weird.
Sega added a code to enable the blood. And that code, for all you people who've been waiting 20 years to
See blood in Mortal Kombat.
red tomato sauce, is as follows. ABACABB. This was a crushing blow to Nintendo fans in the schoolyard worldwide. Sega won that battle, but they certainly didn't win the
I
war.
also think you'll find it was a cruising blow.
Cruising blow?
That's
Why?
what you've written in the run sheet.
Did I? I did too.
I love finding. There's always like one or two spelling mistakes or autocorrect mistakes in this thing. I love finding them because it's funny.
Yeah, I remember when this came out. And
I remember doing this one at a friend's place.
The Sega people were horrible in the schoolyard because they were never getting a victory because Nintendo was just like mud stomping their face into the ground. And then this came out and they finally got a little sniff of what it's like to be on top. And then Nintendo proceeded to put them in the bin and set the bin on fire. Which, funnily enough, a bin on fire describes Sega perfectly. Anto.
Pretty much. I
Right.
can't really refute the Sega being a bin that's on fire at the moment, but I will say, just as a point of, I guess, a different perspective, in the UK, Nintendo, from my memory, and this, I had a Super Nintendo and a Mega Drive. From memory, Sega were more popular. Like, I knew more kids and more people with Mega Drives and with a better opinion of Sega than I did Nintendo.
Yeah, of course you did, because you come from that backwards land. That land where everything is the wrong way up.
He means England,
Whereas here, where the true believers live,
where the toilet flushes to the left.
that's right, we get the right swells. Yeah?
I can't remember which way
Who
it goes.
cares? Anyway, England's wrong in many things.
Oh, very much so.
Like,
Very
look at colonialism.
Oh.
See?
Would you say it was doomed?
I would say it's very doomed. And you know what else is doomed, Floppy?
What?
What you're going to talk about.
Yeah, the next cheat. Original OG first-person shooter of blood and gore and monsters, Doom. I think we all played Doom with codes, didn't we?
Yep.
I remember
Absolutely.
everyone at school writing them down and like handing around on bits of paper and stuff like that. IDDQD ingrained in everyone's head, including yours.
Oh, yeah.
If you input it correctly, Doom Guy's eyes would glow and then you would not take any damage. So it was like God mode.
All right. Sounding off in the chat, we got Michael Towns has automatically came up with one.
IDKFA,
IDKFA.
which was all keys and all weapons.
Correct. All right, Floppy. I've got them here. Go. As many as you can remember.
The one that I can remember, we couldn't find before because I remember IDSP, ISP, OPD.
All right. I'm gonna say a cheat, and you have to try and unlock it. Ready?
What?
I don't
What's-
remember the rest of them.
What's chainsaw? Anyone? Quick.
Anyone do the chainsaw?
Like Floppy. Come on, try and guess. What is it?
No.
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 Anto.
I remember IDKFA, IDSP, ISP, OPD, and IDDQD.
It's
I
ID
skipped Doom and
choppers.
played Quake
ID
instead.
choppers.
What's the radiation suit?
ID glow.
ID beholder.
No.
What's the level warp?
I don't know. How many more times can I say I don't remember them off the top of my head?
I
have them
three
writ-
more times. What's it? Yeah, I played this pretty much exclusively with God mode. I liked his little
Really?
glowing eyes. Oh, I played it when I got older and was able. Like, it was a tough game. I came from Wolfenstein. I played a lot of Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah.
And
I
then
did both
Doom
of
came
them.
out. Oh, so did I. What I used to like about Doom were some of the mods that were made. Do you remember playing any of the mods?
I never played a mod.
Really?
Never.
There was, I didn't get videos of these, but someone made a Simpsons mod that we used to play so much, where all the characters were Simpsons characters,
That's weird.
and like they'd have sound bites from the Simpsons in there. So you come up to a 1 point against a boss and you press it and it delays and goes, well, yes, come right in, Mr. Burns. He goes, more victims to add to my ever-growing army of the undead. And Smithers goes, sir, you have to take your finger off the intercom. What son of a bit? Hi, everyone. We're the Simpsons recap show from Simpsons episodes that you may not have seen because you're young and youthful and have the whole life ahead of you.
Aired 27 years ago.
But over here at Hack the Dino, we're grey and balding, so we have to reminisce about better times. Better times, like when we used to sit down after school and play GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
So many.
Part of what made this game fun were the cheats that you could put in. Now, you had to earn them, or there were certain codes you could put in to get them without, completing all game modes without getting shot on 007 level, blah, 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 blah. There was your standard invincibility and level unlock, but also some fun modes, such as DK mode, which is large arms and large head and arms, like Donkey Kong. Paintball mode, which you used to use to write messages on the wall. You could write your name. With your gun. But because you couldn't get a lot of sprites on screen, if you're writing a big long word.
It just started disappearing at the start, didn't it?
No radar mode in multiplayer, which is the only way to play multiplayer, by the way. You turn off the radar and you have no idea where the other person is. And if you play that with Golden Gun or one-shot kills, oh man, that was a fun time.
We need to play some GoldenEye.
You don't. It's bad. It's better.
I know it's bad, but we should just for shits.
I literally have it plugged into my 64 just over there.
See ya.
2 grenade launchers, 2 weapons, Tiny Bond, and Invisible mode. Of course, if you played Tiny Bond, you were cheating because everyone knows that Oddjob is the way to play. If you played as Oddjob, you were cheating.
No Oddjob. That was always the rule. No Oddjob.
I always played as Oddjob. That's why I was so good.
Because everyone else just shot over your head.
But you have to admit, the best part of multiplayer was getting the proximity mines.
And putting the spawn points?
Yep. So
it
was great.
That was just rude.
Yeah. Who would have thought that I was a toxic gamer? Anyway, Floppy, what's the number 10 most well-known code?
Number 10, or the number 1, or the last one on the list, is from Gradius. Shall we say it together?
Yeah, sure.
3,
okay.
2, 1.
Up, down, left, right, BA, start.
I was literally going to say the name of the code.
Oh, okay.
Which was the Konami code.
Up,
yeah. Up, down, left, right, BA, start. This story goes that Hashimoto was working on... I'm not even going to try and say his first name. I'm not even going to try.
Then you say Hashimoto-san.
Was working on the next floor of Gradius, but found it difficult to properly test the game due to how punishing it was. His solution was to create a cheat command that would give him the power-ups that he needed to be able to progress and be able to see more of the game. The game was accidentally shipped with the cheat code still enabled. Players discovered it, and the rest is history. There's just something great about a work smarter, not harder game developer tester, pretty much pioneering video game cheat codes as we know them today.
This was the very first one. It was great. Anto.
I'm pretty sure it makes an appearance in most Konami games as well, even later ones. I remember, I think it's Aria of Sorrow or Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. There's...
Oh, the Kojima one.
No, that's Lords of Shadow.
That was a callback to the last show, but anyway.
Yeah, I remember
There's one spot in one of those 2 games where you stand still, and if you input the Konami code, the little Konami mascot character from the 90s flies across the screen. Doesn't do anything else, but it's interesting.
It acknowledges you.
I remember there was a game where you had to input a code as part of... I can't remember what it is. You had to input a code as part of the storyline, and the code in the game was...
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was Metal Gear.
Was it?
I think so, maybe.
You know, you're probably correct.
It seems like the meta bullshit that Kojima would
have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was like the code inside the game was that code. It didn't do anything. Like it was literally just a plot point.
It's in heaps of things.
Yeah.
Like as a gag, it's been in movies. I think Wreck-It Ralph, to get into a locker or something, he puts the Konami code in to get into his locker. You can get kids' toys, like baby toddler toys of controllers. And if you put the Konami code in, it does something different.
It's so good. I love it. It's so well known.
Yeah. Anyway, there are top 10 awesome retro video game cheats. We'll probably do that again one time when we don't have any content to talk about. We've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast where we bring you the past, present, and future of video games, giving you news, previews, and discussions on the gaming world. But this isn't all we do. Floppy, this is about the time when people switch off. So can you say something interesting to keep them hanging on?
I have Instagram where I throw photos of stuff on it.
Cock and balls?
Sometimes,
Cool.
if you're lucky.
And by that I mean roosters and tennis balls.
Basketballs.
Well, okay, calm down.
Oh, it's the playoffs.
Talking yourself up.
It's playoffs, mate.
What do
That
you,
would be talking about. That would be incredibly bad and lots of issues.
Actually, yeah, you probably got a tumour or something in there.
I put some new stuff up on my Instagram for the first time in weeks.
pus.
Oh my god! Did you see my pickup from the other week? From the weekend?
Is that how you got the pus?
Yeah. I picked up the Overkill. Oh my god! House of the Dead Overkill on the Wii, the collector's edition with the graphic novel and the two guns. It's awesome.
that's good.
named the Bang Bang Box.
The Bang Bang box.
That game's underrated. Like, it is
so much fun.
B-grade video game.
Yeah.
Based on a B-grade movie. Like, in one of the cut scenes, you're talking to a detective and they don't believe you and they're wearing glasses and they take their glasses off and go, oh, blah, 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 and it cuts back to you as the character. And then when it cuts back to him, his glasses are back on. It's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I got it's cool because there's a remake coming out on the Switch for this.
Yeah, you were saying it was out digitally already?
I think so. I might be wrong. It might be a demo.
Yeah, cool. Anto, what do you do?
I do social media stuff for Hack the Dino. So anytime you see, well, not anytime, Ben's been picking up the slack since I've been coming off of overnights and dying lack of sleep. Most of the time, any of the socials you see on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., are from me. We try and put out as much stuff as we can that's newsworthy as often as we can. But I also occasionally do streams at random times, like 5 a.m., where I'm testing if Final Fantasy XIV is a good stream to do.
Didn't Townsy jump in on one of those?
Yeah, Townsy and Game Boy Dad.
What are you guys doing up at 5 a.m. watching streams, you weirdos?
Yeah, like, at least pay me money to do it. Jeez. But yeah, I'm also on Instagram. Mine, I can't, for some reason, pull up on screen because it always says, hey, you need to log in to view this one, which is fine. But I'm on there under Hey It's Anto. I occasionally put up video game stuff as well as just general things that I find. Yeah, what do you do, Ben?
I put up my stuff as an insurance record on at Mr. Benjamin on Instagram. And also, I also do Bad Game Arts, but I haven't done any in the past 2 weeks because I forgot. So head on over to Bad Game Arts and tell me I'm a bad person for not updating my Bad Game Arts. I've found heaps. Like, just going through my phone, so many. There's one called, I'll put this up maybe tomorrow, but there's one called, it's got like an alien xenomorph on the cover. But it's called Xenophobes. It's like, yeah, probably not what you want to call your game.
Someone didn't get a dictionary out.
It's called Xenophobes, and there's an alien on the cover. Come on.
Is that the one with the blue Sunsoft banner?
I'm not sure. It's in my. I'll put it up. It'll go up. Remind me tomorrow. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but
That one?
different.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's full of art, and those two things meet the criteria of Bad Game Arts. Remember, it's got an S because Bad Game Art was already taken.
It's got a man.
But we've been Hack the Dino. We have been so happy that you've been here. I promise next show I won't drink all the caffeine. And we'll be back to some kind of relatively PG-13 safe normal. Floppy, is there any products you'd like to plug?
I'd love to plug Jolt soft drink. This would be Jolt Cola, Jolt Creaming Soda. Thrice the caffeine.